Hello and welcome to this tutorial of September by Earth, Wind and you know who. Okay, let's start with this piece, which is actually the intro and also on the arrangement that I've made of it. It's also the play out bit. Bass line C, C, B, A, B, D, D, E. And the chords on the top are E minor, D major, C major, D major, E minor. So that's B, E, G, B, making the E minor, A, D, F sharp, A, making the D major, G, C, E, G, making the C major, D major. Okay, the tune of the intro going A, F sharp. Okay, and that's an E minor on the right hand, B, E, G. I think that's 3 times, is it? And then finally so the main focus is this B flat, A, G, A, G. Bass line is G, G, F, G. And surrounding this little tune here is an F and an E. And that chord. This chord comes up a couple of times. It's got a G in the bass, a G in the top, and an F major in the middle. F, A, C, G. Tune. E, G, A, B, B. So we finish on a E minor in the right hand, B, E, G, B, with a C in the bass. This is the start of the verse now. So in here we've got the tune. This is the rhythm guitar. Which is a rocking movement on E minor, D major, C major. B, E and G, A, D, F sharp, G, C, E, and the bass line is going C, B, A, D, E. Like that. And this rhythm's pretty important. It's counterintuitive to play that B in the left hand on the beat that it does come on. The way to figure it out is it coincides with the B on the rhythm guitar. Like that. So if you do nothing else, I'd suggest practicing this loop until you're happy with it, because the whole song's not going to sound right until you've got this loop correct. You can just go around that loop for a couple of hours until you're happy with it. When you come to play it for real, what you find is that it's played for 3 times, as I've just shown you, but on the 4th time the D is raised to a D sharp. Tune B, D, E, A, G, E, A, G. And the G lands on this chord again, which is the G in the bass, G in the top, and an F major triad in the middle. Let's just check we covered that end of the 4th time round the loop properly. A, D sharp, that's an E minor. I'm putting an A in as well. There's also an A in the tune on the top. Sounds a bit strange in isolation, but it does work in the main thing. Does that cover the verse? I think it does. And the first 2 verses are joined together with. So what's happening here is we have the tune going G, E, G, A, and we have this chord on the top. So we've got to try and mix that tune in with this. These are brass stabs on the top. It's not that hard. Just reach down, get the E, and then give the second stab of the brass. like that, and there's a G in the bass. And then you're into the second verse. Don't forget to raise the D. And this time we put the brass stabs in as well, but this time we're leading into the chorus. And the chorus has a C major 7th in the right hand and an A in the bass. So that's C, E, G, B and A in the bass. Let's just have a look at the bass line first. A, E, D, 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 A, B flat, B natural, D, E flat, E natural, B natural, B flat. Right hand's doing C major 7th, that's a D major, A, D, F sharp with a B in the top, E minor, B, E, G, D major, A, D, F sharp, A. A little bit more filler in. I don't think that's on the original, but I do add it just because it breaks the sound up a bit. And then we've got this chord again, which is G top and bottom with an F major in the middle. There it is. The F major's moved up a bit, but it's still there. A, C, F, G. Then the whole F major G business moves up an octave for the brass stabs. And then we've got this little joiner, which I think is similar to the introduction and the play out. The bass line's certainly the same, it's just got a different tune on it. Tune is playing G, E, D in a loop. And there's some accompanying chords which are so these are just fourths, B and E, A and D, G and C. Bass C, B, A, B, D, E. Two stabs on the E at the end. Sorry, I just showed that bass line incorrectly. Two stabs on the E at the end. We're raising the D again. That's a little brass part, B flat, A, G, A, G. And then D, E, G, G, E, D, G, G, E, D, G, G, E, D, G. And we end on this chord again with the F major and the G's top and bottom. Tune E, G, A, then we're back into another verse. chorus. This time lead into another chorus. Two choruses, then we have some brass stabs, and then we lead into this final section which has a bass line which goes I think I've just shown you wrong again. Let's slow it down. A, E, D, 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 A, B flat, B natural, D, E flat, E natural, B natural, B flat. And in the right hand we have C major 7th, C, E, G, B. And then the tune comes down to budge it over, but the chord moves out the way, moves down to B minor, and then the tune moves down after it. So tune B, B, A, then D major, E minor. Practice this for a couple of hours at least before you sort of get a feel for it. Let's just have a quick look what coincides with what, because that's always the trick. I mean, you can play separate hands for hours and just not be able to put them together. I've never found any alternative to simply figuring out which notes match up and then forcing your two hands to synchronize at those points, and then doesn't matter how slowly you do it, as long as it's correct, you can always speed it up later. So we've got so the E's separate, E, and this D major in the right hand coincides with the B flat in the left hand. It sounds odd on its own, but that's where it coincides. And the B flat corrects itself to a B one beat later. Okay, I believe that just about covers everything. Thanks for watching. I hope that's helpful.